Okay, hello everyone. My name is Billy Rasmus Purba. Now I will presenting my presentation. This topic is non-ferrous metals, variety of possibilities. Supporting lecture, Professor Dr. Jokorda Gede Tirtan India, STMT Magister Engineering, Metallurgy, Mechanical Engineering Study Program, Faculty of Engineering, Udayana University. Reference. Metallurgy for the Non-Metallurgists, second edition, edited by Arthur Sheridan. Okay, this topic now is the first is like metals, two corrosion resistant alloys, next is super alloys, refractory metals, low melting point metals, reacting metals, process metals, rare earth metals, metalloids, special purpose metals, and alloys. Okay, the latter approach where several non-ferrous metals are grouped into the following key alloy categories. The first is like metals like the aluminum, beryllium, magnesium, and titanium. Two is corrosion-resistant alloys like is cobalt, copper, nickel, titanium, and aluminum. Three is super alloys nickel, cobalt, and iron nickel. Four is refractory metals like is for molybdenum, neodymium, rhenium, titanium, and tungsten. 5 is low melting point metals is bismuth, indium, lead, tin, and zinc. 6 is reactive metals, hafnium, titanium, and zirconium. 7 is precious metals like is gold, silver, platinum, palladium, iridium, rhodium, ruthenium, and osmium. And next is rare earth metals, and finally is semi-metals, or also known as metalloids. Next is like metals. Like metals including aluminum, beryllium, magnesium, and titanium are characteristic by their relative low density and high strength-to-weight ratio. This property makes them available in various industrial applications, especially in aerospace, automotive, and electronics industry. Here's a brief overview of each. The first is aluminum, low design, the low density, high ductility, excellent corrosion resistance, good electrical and thermal conductivity. Two is beryllium. Extremely low distance, high strength, excellent thermal conductivity, high melting point, and transparency to X-rays. 3 is magnesium. Magnesium is very low density, got good and strength to weight ratio, excellent malleability, good thermal conductivity, and high damping capacity. 4 is titanium. Titanium high strength to weight ratio, excellent corrosion resistance, high melting point, and back compatibility. Next is corrosion resistant alloys. First is cobalt. Cobalt is used as an alloying element in alloys for various applications such as permanent and soft magnetic materials. Next is super alloys for grip resistant at high temperature, hardening and wear resistant alloys, corrosion resistant alloys, high speed steel, tool steel, and other steel, cobalt based tool materials, electric resistant alloys, high temperature spraying and bearing alloys, magnetic alloys, special expansion and constant modulus alloys, and finally is biocompatible material for use in implants or dental material. Next is copper. Copper and aubergine alloys or bronze have had important applications scientifically. Today, the term bronze also used to describe copper alloys that contain considerably less tin than other alloying elements such as manganese bronze and leaded chain bronze. Next is nickel. Nickel alloys are very important to industries that deal with aggressive chemical and high temperature conditions. Next, nickel alloys are also among the few metallic materials able to cope with hot sulfuric acid. Next is titanium. Titanium and its alloy are part of a large family of materials known as the reaction metals. Next is aluminum. Like titanium, aluminum and its alloy are protected from many potential corrosion influenced by axial frame the form readily on freshly exposed surface. Aluminum has high resistance to corrosion in atmospheric environments and in many industrial solutions. In water, there is a region of pH and potential, like the picture per base diagram for aluminum in water, where the metal is passive and well protected from atmospheric corrosion due to the formation of a very thin, transparent, and enriched low percentage hydrate oxide layer. Next is superalloys. Superalloys are generally used at temperature above 5040 points Celsius. They were initially developed for use in aircraft piston engine turbo superchargers. Current applications include aircraft gas turbine, steam turbine power plants, precision engine, metal processing, medical applications, space vehicle, heat treating equipment, nuclear power systems, chemical and petrochemical industry, pollution control equipment, metal processing mills, coal gasification, and liquefaction system. Superalloys are intended to prevent or minimize scrap deformation at high temperature, like the picture is general stress structure behavior of superalloys. They are have a face-centered cubic or FCC austenitic structure. Iron and cobalt both undergo allotropic transformation and become FCC high temperature or lead alloy. The next is refractory metals. The first is molybdenum. Molybdenum has a relative high melting temperature of 2610 points Celsius, along with a high modulus good grip strength and resistance of mechanical properties at high temperatures. The next is niobium. In addition to its high melting point, niobium is used for its combination of relative lightweight and resistance of high strength at surface temperature ranging from 980 to 1000 points Celsius. Niobium alloys are also used to impede the physics of neutrons in nuclear application. Next is rhenium. Rhenium, the properties of rhenium of generally similar to of molybdenum and tungsten. Its melting temperature of 3180 points Celsius is the second highest among the refractory metals. The next is tantalum. Tantalum has a melting point of 2996 points Celsius and high resistance to corrosion, including corrosion in body fluids. The right use for tantalum is a powder in a for electron capacitor, or device that store electrical charge when voltage is applied. Next is tungsten. An extremely dense metal is an excellent alloying agent. The major use of tungsten is cemented carbide metal coating tools and wear-resistant materials. Okay, the next is low melting point metals. First is bismuth. Bismuth is brittle, easy to cause, and not readily formed by standard working methods. Its melting point of 183 points Celsius is lower than that of tin lead solder. Bismuth is one of the few metals to increase in volume upon solidification. Next is indium. Indium is one of the softer metals, acid strict and highly plastic, or it can be deformed in compression almost with limit. Has low tensile strength and hardness and is stable in dry heat at room temperature. Next is lead. The properties of lead have gently low melting point, corrosion resistance, malleability, universal electric properties, and the ability to form useful alloys and chemical compounds, while combined with its readily available form and relative low cost, make it a unique material for solving a variety of problems. The next is tin. Tin, one of the first metals known to humans, is non-toxic, soft and flexible, and suitable for cold rolling. Tin resistant corrosion, making it an ideal coating for other metals. The next is zinc. Zinc has a relative low melting point of 400 90°C resistant corrosion, is ductile and malleable, and is highly soluble in copper, as a coating since provides corrosion protection for iron and steel. Okay, the next is reactive metals. Reactive metals readily combine with oxygen at elevated temperature to form very stable oxygen. Reactive metals are extremely noble because of the passive films. However, they may become embrittled by the interstitial abrasion of oxygen, hydrogen, and nitrogen. Okay, beryllium, titanium, niobium, tantalum, hafnium, and zirconium are considered reactive metals. Of the metals, beryllium and titanium are low-density metals and are often used for alloy in like structural application, as Professor noted. Niobium and tantalum have high melting points and are also classified as refractory metals. Okay, the next is precious metals. The first is gold. Gold is extremely soft, ductile, and easy to deform. Chemically, pure gold is pure and high purity is commercially available. Resistant to oxidation is an outstanding property. First is its color yellow. It's maintained in air or when heated. Next is silver. Among metals, pure silver has the highest thermal and selective conductivity. Next to gold, it is the most ductile. Silver is also one of the most common corrosion-resistant metals. Representative use include electroplate, wire, sterling wire, jewelry, and art photograph, mirrors, batteries, bearings, coins, and catalysts. The next is platinum group metals. Platinum group metals are expensive and scarce. The main deposits are primarily located in the Republic of South Africa, areas in the former Soviet Union, and Canada. High material costs are contributed by long reliable service. Platinum is the most important and most used metal of the group. Palladium ranks second. The next is rare earth metals. The term rare earth is describes that are not also rare. The name derives from ancient mineral in which they are discovered. The family tree has these members. The first is scandium, yttrium, lanthanum, cerium, praseodymium, neodymium, promethium, samarium, europium, palladium, cambrium, dysprosium, harmonium, erbium, thulium, ytterbium, lutetium. Mixed metal is an alloy of the cerium group and is the less expensive rare earth in alloy form. Next is representative properties. Some rare earths can be called are poor conductor of electric and are magnetic. Below room temperature, some are strongly ferromagnetic. Next is representative use. Rare earth metal are used in carbons for as lightning. Mixed metal iron alloys serve as spring for lighteners. Glass is polished with cerium oxide. Okay, the next is metalloids or semi-metals. The first is silicon, used in the industrial fabrication of metallurgical and semiconductor grades. Next is gallium. The chemical properties of gallium are between tiers of aluminum and indium, and like these elements, gallium is considered to the non-toxic substance. Then next is germanium. Germanium is a hard metallic element with a lower melting point than silicon, which result in better fabrication properties. Next is special purpose metals and alloys. The first is uranium. Uranium is a moderately strong and ductile metal that can be cast, formed, and welded by a variety of standard methods. Next is vanadium. Vanadium is chemically active and closely related to niobium, tantalum, titanium, and chromium. Vanadium is soft, ductile, and strong, and has good resistance to atmospheric corrosion and to hydraulic and sulfuric acid environments. The next is magnetic alloys. Magnetic material are severely classified into groups with a hard or soft magnetic characteristic. Electrical contact electrical materials. Electrical contacts are metal devices that make and break characteristics. Thermocouple materials, 9 types of instruments under property condition and with a specific operating range may be used for measurement of temperature. The next is low expansion alloys are materials with dimension that do not changeable with temperature. Next is shape memory alloys have the ability to undergo deformation at one temperature and then recover to the higher temperatures. Uniformity shapes simply by heating or cooling. Next is fusible alloys include a group of binary, ternary, quaternary, and quinary alloys containing bismuth, lead, tin, cadmium, and indium. I say thank you and thank you for your attention and cooperation and see you the next topic.